Hi FlossTube, it's Lorna the Ladybird Stitcher. Today is Wednesday the 12th of September, I believe, and I'm here for an update. It's been 3 weeks since my last update. Reason for that was because my daughter had her birthday. She turned 4. We had a bunch of her friends over and their parents, and she had an absolute ball, so the party was really fun for her and her friends. So that went really well. Straight after that, she got pretty sick. She brought something, nothing serious, just something she brought home from preschool. We got it straight off her, so we've been sick as well, my husband and I. Then we went to Cairns for 8 days, well 4 days up there and then 4 days on a cruise back. So we've been away for a little while. That was a really nice holiday, except that we were sick on it because it was straight after her birthday and we were all sick. So each of us spent 2 of those 8 days away being sick, and it was kind of in succession. So yeah, it wasn't the best scenario, but what do you do? But we still enjoyed it, the cruise especially. It was perfect weather. It was just not too hot, not too cold, and my daughter loved splashing around in the pool. My husband and I just sat on the sun lounges and read a book, and yeah, it was really nice, just a way to relax. So it was really good. Anyway, so I'm here for my update. I don't think this will be a long video because I haven't had much stitching time, mainly because of setting up for the party as well as just being sick. I really didn't feel like stitching. So we'll just get into it. I spent most of my time since you last saw me working on Juliet, and I will insert a picture of what that will look like here. Here's what it looked like last time you saw it. And here it is now. So that is this is page 5 here, and I think that's the edge of it there, what you're seeing there. And I'm hoping to finish that in September. This page, I want to finish that. So as you can see, I'm very close to the edge, which is why I had to attach this piece of fabric, and that's just helping with the tension on the Q-snap. So yeah, I'm really still enjoying this. Beautiful, beautiful colours, and you can see the flowers coming through again on this part of the arch. So yeah, it's a beautiful piece, and this is 1/1 on 25 count Laguna. And yeah, so I'm hoping, my goal for this year was to finish the first 2 rows. That's not going to happen, but I do at least want to get page 5 finished. I started on the J block of the Prairie Schooler alphabet, which is this one. J is for Jackolantern, and I took this with me on the holiday, and I had hoped that I'd finish this block by then, but because I was sick for part of it and just didn't really feel like stitching, I haven't got all of it done yet, but it's just the pumpkin that I still need to do. So this is 1/1 on 28 count Laguna, and this is the only block on this piece of fabric. You may remember in my last video I showed A to I, sorry, and that was on the first piece of fabric, and this is now a new piece of fabric. So that's that one. And then I had a new start. I'm doing a sale with Belinda from Aussie Stitcher. Hi Belinda, and a few other people have joined us, and that's really exciting. So the first day of spring here in Australia was on the 1st of September, and so Belinda and I started Spring Queen, and I'm stitching this one on a mystery fabric from Colour Cascades. And I don't know what it's called, but it is a 28 count Laguna, I think. Yep, 28 count Laguna, and it's a beautiful purple. It was the mystery fabric for October last year, and as you can see, I've hardly had had a start, but I did put in about 5 stitches. So just a kind of ceremonial start, but I will get back to this later this month, so I'll go through that in plans. And then there was an unexpected start. My daughter, for her birthday, was given one of the mums. She's really crafty and I'm really crafty as well, obviously, and she knows that I like cross stitch, and so she gave this to my daughter. It's a beginner's cross stitch, but my daughter insisted that I do it with her. I stitch it with her. So what I've been doing is just putting the needle through in the right place, and she pulls it from the other end. She's only 4, so she's not gonna do much more than that. But that's our start on that. So this is 14 count Ada 2/1. Is that the right way? Yeah, that's the right way up. So yeah, that's all the stitching I've done. I did have a little bit of haul, not much. I'm trying to be good. So I found these gift of cross stitching CDs. They were $3 each, and that's 4 years worth of the gift of cross stitching. This was a Digital Australian magazine. It was out for a little bit longer than these 4 years, and I had some of the issues, but I didn't have all of these ones. I think there may have been 5 maybe that were double ups from these, so I didn't do too badly. And unfortunately the lady that was the editor has now taken them off Etsy, so you can no longer get them, and this is the only way you'll ever be able to buy them again, and unless she opens the Etsy store up and puts them back up again for sale. But yeah, so I've got those, and that's about 41 issues I think on there, so I'm really happy with that. And then I won a sort of a competition. It was from Cross Stitches of the World, I believe it's called. I think it's a Facebook group, and they just had a competition where you just put your name and it's just a random draw, and I won this. And it's from Just So Heavenly. I'll link all the details below of that. But yeah, that came, I think it came from the UK. I'll have to look into that a bit more, but yeah, it's a really pretty needle minder. And it just says congratulations on your win. Your prize is from Just So Heavenly Needleworks from Vicky. So that was really appreciated and unexpected. So that was good. I got the 3rd part of the Songbird Gardens series from Cornish Garden Samplings. Is that right? Yep. So this one is called Winter's Wisdom. I was supposed to receive part 1, but it didn't arrive with this shipment, and I wrote to Tammy, and she's put it in the mail, so it's on its way, so I should have it next time, hopefully. So this is a 12-part series that's being released 1 per month, and I also ordered the fabric for it, and that finally arrived. And this is Silver Springs 32 count Laguna, and it is really pretty. It is predominantly grey, but it's got bits of pink and purple throughout. So it's a really pretty piece of fabric. I was hoping to put all 12 on this piece, and I think the only way they're going to fit is if I do 1/1 on 32 count, which is going to be really small. So I might just do a test stitch on that, just to check that that will work, just to check that my eyes can handle it. It will work. They will all fit, but yeah. So I'm looking forward to receiving the first part. I think I might change the order around a little bit. They've got them, I think the first one was Love Forever. The second one was Merry and Bright, and this is the third one, Winter's Wisdom. And I was thinking maybe I'd put them in sort of like a calendar. So January would have something either about the new year or about summer, because in Australia summer is in January, or January is part of summer. I might put the Love one as the February one, and the Merry and Bright would be for December. So I might play around with the order a little bit. So I don't know when I'll be starting it. This calls for Weeks Dye Works, but I think I'll be doing it in DMC. I'm not a huge fan of Weeks Dye Works. Every time I've used Weeks Dye Works, I've never had really good variegation with it. So I've never had much luck with it. So I think I'll just use DMC and keep the cost down a little bit. So yeah, it's a really pretty series. I'm getting that from Colour Cascade Fabrics. Thank you to everyone who watched my last video and commented that they would like to see a Mirabilia Nora Corbett Stash Parade. That's definitely going ahead because the response was overwhelmingly in favour of it. I'm just waiting on a couple. I've found, well, I've had Lady Mirabilia ordered since 19th of June, I believe, and I'm still waiting for that to come from Colour Cascade Fabrics. And just last week, I think, I found Christmas Flourishes, which is an out of print chart, and that was thank you to Handmade, who mentioned that a store in the UK is selling it, but you have to buy the whole kit rather than just the chart. And so I decided that I would do that because I've been looking for Christmas Flourishes for a long time. And so that's on order, and I will link the details of that store below. I can't think of it off the top of my head just now. So so once I receive those two Mirabilias, I will do a stash parade and show you what I've got and what I've been working on as far as whips of Mirabilias are concerned and that kind of thing. So thank you to everyone who spoke about that on the comments. Just for plans now, I want to finish my Prairie Schooler Alphabet J block, and I'm hoping to do that either today or tomorrow. Once that's done, I will take out Guardians of Notre Dame and finish the September block of that one. And then I want to finish page 5 of Juliet, like I mentioned. Once that's done, I'm going to pull out Spring Queen by Mirabilia and do as much work on that as I possibly can. I would like to maybe do maybe do a quarter of it. Just I'd like to do up to her, maybe up to the top of her dress. I think that would be maybe a little bit less than a quarter. So yeah, we'll see how we go, but at the very least I want to do her face, her hair and the top of her dress. So yeah, we'll see how we go. That may not happen this month, but I do want to try to finish that part of it before summer starts. I'm really excited about starting about going back to my Summer Queen, because I was really enjoying working on my Summer Queen last summer. So although I'm not looking forward to summer here in Australia because it's already hot here, but I'm not going to whinge about the weather, but I do love working on Summer Queen and Autumn Queen. Winter Queen, unfortunately, although I started it, I'm not 100% sure about the fabric, so I may need to restart it. I had hoped that I would have time to do that last month, but it didn't happen. Just too busy, so I may need to restart that one next winter or next June. I did finish a book while I was on holidays, and that was called Hotel Sacher by Rodica Doehnert. I will put the details of that below because I'm sure I butchered that name. I believe it was originally written in German, and it's been translated into English, and it was on my Kindle, so I don't have it to show you. It is about the famous Hotel Sacher in Austria. If you've ever had a Sacher torte, that is my favourite dessert ever, and it was invented in the Hotel Sacher. And I've always been interested about the history of the Hotel Sacher, and this wasn't so much the history of it, it was just things that happened. It was completely fiction, other than things that surrounded the hotel, other than things surrounding the family Sacher. And it starts with the death of Edward Sacher, I believe, and he was the owner. With him and his wife Anna were the owners, and she took it on straight after his death. She took over the management of it, and at the time, being a female, owning property was just not done. Managing a hotel just wasn't done, especially with 3 children. The book only mentions 2 of her children, but she did have 3, so I'm not sure why the other child wasn't mentioned. I don't know what happened to that other child. She may have died early. I'm not sure. But I know that the book is all fiction, but the author does say that she thinks there was a bit of strain between the mother and the children. And it certainly looks that way when you look at how much time she put into the running of the hotel, and the way her son became, I think her daughter died quite early in life, in her 20s or 30s. But the son kind of became estranged from his mum later on, so that was that kind of goes into it a little bit in the book. The rest of it is completely fiction, so they've got 2 couples are made up, and it surrounds them. There are 2 characters that are otherworldly in the book, and that is Love and Death. They are 2 characters, and they spend a lot of time at the Sacher Hotel, or the Hotel Sacher, and they Love brings people together and tears them apart, and Death takes their lives, obviously. So it covers from the late 19th century to the start of World War One. Or actually, I think it goes till the end of World War One. So yeah, that's I really enjoyed it. It was a bit of a page turner. And so yeah, if you're looking for something that's kind of historical fiction, it's a really good book. So Hotel Sacher by Rodica Doehnert, but I will put the details of that below. That's all I've got. Thank you so much for watching. I will be back with a Mirabilia Stash Parade as soon as those other 2 turn up. So yeah, I will see you hopefully in at least 2 weeks from now. Thank you. Bye.